Isn't that what this episode is about?
Being a crybaby?
Tell me it's not.
I don't think it's about being a crybaby.
It's about telling the truth. So our guest audience is saying it's about telling the truth. I'm not going to buy into that. It's got to be about crying and moping and just throwing hissy fits everywhere so everyone just gets pissed.
It's about parental abuse.
No.
Or child abuse, sorry. Child abuse.
Okay, how about this? It's about loving your child because your child doesn't understand what they really are.
You could have a point there.
Yeah, see? This is the one time where at first we're like, oh my God, we got another Mr. Summers. But you know what? As the episode kept going, you go, wait, Mr. Summers may have had a point.
Was Mr. Summers right? It's like how in, what was it, Hawkeye? They had Thanos was right on the urinal.
Yeah, by the way, I wrote that. That was me that wrote that. Tell me Thanos was wrong. Especially with how now the movies have gone. Thanos was right. Like, come on.
They should have stayed dead.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It would have been much crazier. We still would have had Ronan instead of Hawkeye. God, that would have been so much better. He doesn't have that personality. He has the personality of just a wet blanket. So that's why Ronan would be better, because Ronan doesn't talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he says some small things.
Hey, you know what would have been great is that if a lot of people didn't talk this episode. That would have been actually probably
Lana could have used some lines cut out for sure.
Wait, what do you mean? She only had the same line over and over again.
Bro, she was pissing me off.
Why?
If I was Clark, I would not hang out with her.
And you know what? This is the issue with what I have to do. I have to give her the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because of Red. What
we talked about how it's going to be kind of hard for him to redeem
You can never
himself.
pull yourself out of that hole. Dude, he went at her like a ravager, just going at her, just wanting her at the coffee shop. And now he's like, oh, I didn't remember that. Dude, he can't have it both ways. He can't.
He's so stubborn, bro.
He's so stubborn.
And also the character, the villain.
That's a villain?
Sure.
We have a villain in here? I thought this was based off Beauty and the Beast.
And
I mean, I'm pretty sure they use the same outfits.
Kristen was in a Beauty and the Beast show.
Look at this. You like that tie-in?
That's crazy.
Same outfits, same characters, same people. We got it.
Technically, I don't think it was the same actor.
No,
but also, we
it's
do
same actor.
get, what's his name? Sean Faris? Is it Sean Faris?
Oh, you talking about Never Back Down?
Yeah, Jake Tyler.
Yeah. We in our guest audience, we always talk about it all the time. He's a part of the greatest scene of all time, and that's when he gets his ass kicked. You know why? Because it stings a little bit.
Stings.
Can't put any weight on it.
You know, that was one of the first movies, if not maybe the first movie I bought on Blu-ray.
Because you love it so much.
Yeah, I used to watch it a lot, bro. I'm not even playing. Shout out Sean Faris. That was a great movie, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he listens to the show.
Yeah, but so he plays Byron this episode, and I am just not a fan.
Hey, by the way, I still don't know who Byron is. I don't know where Byron came from. I don't know who taught him to do the things that he's doing. There just seemed like that Byron was like plucked out of like the 1800s and then put in this like time period. And that's what I was confused with. I truly thought, and I think I even gave a hint last episode, that this was going to be like a flashback to the 1800s. No, he just dresses like that.
I mean, would it have been better if it was a flashback?
Yeah. It would have explained why he dresses the way he does. Without the flashback, you gotta give me that answer.
Maybe it's just supposed to be a thing because his thing is poetry in this episode. So maybe it's just a nod to how they dress then.
I don't think so. I am not gonna get behind this at all because he's supposed to be from this time. You know what? Are we gonna get into it?
Yeah, we probably should. All right, dude. You need to start this already.
Oh, you don't want to have like a long intro here? Let's talk about how great each of the characters are. This is exactly what we're doing the show for, so we can give a thorough backstory. You don't have any fun facts to start the episode?
Oh, to start the episode?
Yeah, to start
bro?
the episode.
Well, one big fun fact is that, we have never backed down. I mean, we already did start off with that kind of fun fact, did we not?
I just want to make sure. So that's the only fun fact we have. That's the only.
The Beauty and the Beast. That's a fun fact.
Is that a fun fact? I was just making that. I don't know. It's embarrassing. I didn't know that was a real thing. Okay. All right. So you know what? We got no fun facts. Let's start.
Oh yeah.
So we're opening up in the cemetery where Lana likes to take a horseback ride. What is this? 3 a.m. And
yes. Yes, it is because they confirm this later. And I didn't. Why are they out? Okay. But anyways, yeah. So Lana's taking a stroll in the cemetery. Classic Lana, because she just loves seeing her dead parents.
Do you think that she just maybe, like what we talked about last episode, that she lives at the Talon and then she goes to her parents or to Aunt Nell's to then steal a horse to then ride over to her cemetery, but she never actually stays at Aunt Nell's. They never actually stay in the same house.
Well, I mean, dude, you already know she's tired of hearing her having sex with Dean.
That's true. And now that they're getting married, good Lord, I can only imagine the sex these days.
And then she brought a bong to the
I'm glad that we got the same thing up there, because that is not normal pottery.
No, that's a bong, dude.
She probably made that in art class when she was 9 or something, and that's why it looks the way it does, because otherwise she smokes out of it at 9.
Or what if it actually belonged to her parents?
And they were the potheads?
Yeah.
This was your favorite bong.
Oh, look at this beautiful vase they left at the house. It's so beautiful. We should use it. Lana, let's give it to Lana.
There's like a hole in it. Like a piece of glass.
That's where you pour the water, Lana.
But instead of, doing what she should be doing with that piece, she is instead finding a letter that already looks like a pirate wrote it.
Johnny Depp wrote it himself.
It looks like that we have some type of pirate writing, because it's even a wax type of dab on the back. Has it outlined in B.
With a B. For Bloods.
Bloods, definitely, because it's red.
The letter from the Bloods, bro.
And all she sees is a guy in a trench coat then running off into the woods. And I'm not sure. Would you open that letter if you got that?
For sure. What? What's going to happen? It's going to light on fire?
You know what? I probably wouldn't open that letter.
Paper bomb, bro?
I probably wouldn't do it. But Byron is now... I'm sorry. The character is now running
Spoiler.
through... I don't even care. Never Back Down is running through the woods where he trips and falls because he's running too fast. Looks like a man comes up with a dog, points the gun in his face, and just fires it.
That looks like a rifle, too. He's first off holding it one hand and then just shooting. You hear how loud it sounded?
Yeah. It doesn't sound good. By the way, I truly thought once again that this was another power thing. I go, okay, maybe he's shot in the face because he's immediately thrown on the bed the next scene. Maybe he has some type of regeneration ability. Maybe he's immortal. Maybe that's why he's trapped in the basement. I'm immediately trying to guess what he is at this point, because the way he's dressed already pisses me off.
Maybe this is the origin story of Jack Sparrow.
This is where he came from, and somehow he's able to go back in time.
That's right.
Or what if that's the future? Oh. Waterworld, anybody?
Sounds like it sucks. The dad even here admits that he used
Whoa, spoiler alert.
What are you talking about?
Okay, now he says it.
He's literally about to say it. First, of course, he goes over, how did you get out? And he pried open the lock. That's what he says.
Well, it's a lie.
Yeah, obviously.
He says that he I only say it's a lie because there's no way he was able to pry open a lock with a pencil. His dad then goes, okay, I believe you. You know what our house rule is. Byron stays in the basement.
Yeah, and I'll have to use a bigger trank next time. I was like, what? That was a tranquilizer gun?
Yeah, and by the way...
Why did it sound like that?
Why'd you shoot him in the face if it was a tranquilizer gun? Like, who even does that?
All right, so here's your fun fact.
This is the best intro of all time?
Yeah, of course. So, Byron's dad, Richard Mall, bro, he was Two-Face in the animated series, Batman.
Oh, in the original 90s? Now we're cooking here. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Man, we should have watched that instead.
So
I think that would have been a better... Because you know what? It's a 2-part episode. It's the same time as this episode. All right, let's switch it off.
So yeah, we're at the intro now, and of course, this is the Somebody Save Me podcast. And we just love this episode, Nocturne, because it's episode 5. You know, it's following the formula of a good episode, bad episode, good episode, bad episode.
Yeah, but we're going to have a streak of badness here. I just want to make sure that whenever you saw this scene, were you automatically, like, guessing a power? Were you automatically, like, assuming that he's something? Because that's what I was really going with. I thought the way he was dressed, the way the letter was written with the damn seal with the wax... I was like, what is this person? He has to be from somewhere else. There is no way he's just a normal kid in Smallville.
No, maybe he was just like that weird dropout theater kid, you know?
Well, there's a lot of those kids here. There's a lot of these kids in this type of town, and that's what also kind of weirds me out. What we find out is that is his father who hunts him down with the dog. It's like it's a normal thing. You would think by this point he would have some type of electric fence. It's just weird how many times it seems like this has happened.
True.
It's like a Django Unchained scene, by the way.
What if it was a thing where the kid's immortal and the dad was so twisted he liked to hunt his son because he couldn't kill him?
Exactly. That would have been amazing.
Would it have?
Yeah, because it would have been... All right, so what's a better fatherly bond? That or what Jonathan and Clark do?
What did John and Clark do?
Exactly.
Clark does chores.
They do nothing.
Clark does John's chores.
Yeah, John just demands him to do things. So who do you think has a better relationship?
Nah, we're still gonna go with what's her face Craving last season. Best parent ever.
No, I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt here to maybe if your son is immortal and you don't want anybody to find out, maybe you would have to hunt him down sometimes. Seems a little extreme, but this is Smallville.
Dang.
This is what these parents are known for.
All right, yeah, let's just go back into this.
Going back to the Smallville High, we are now opening up to the Scooby-Doo gang. And they seem to be reading the letter where you then see how it's written. And it even looks like it's typed out on a typewriter. It doesn't even look like it's real ink.
So Lana's just, just showing it, advertising it to everyone. Like, hey, everyone, I got a letter. Guess what? It's from a pirate. She... is kind of low-key bragging way too much about this letter.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to ask before we get into her bragging about it. Because she even said, I haven't had a love letter since 3rd grade. Good God, calm down already.
Okay, we get it.
But is she doing this in front of Chloe and Pete in order to make Clark jealous?
Well, Clark is not even there right now.
That's what I mean, though. But is she doing this just for the attention? Or is she doing this because these are friends of Clark's who is eventually going to tell him?
Yeah. Probably want to say it out loud, definitely, because he's gonna show up.
He's gonna show up,
and then, yeah, to them, Pete would probably tell him.
Pete would say it, and Lana would know that Pete would say something. Because look, Pete's not even in the conversation; he's just walking, and he's like just paying attention to Chloe.
It's like he's probably thinking about something else right now.
He's probably thinking about telling Clark right now.
Chloe compares that letter to Amityville, and I'm like, were they writing like that back then?
Actually, and that's what I was going to ask you. For Amityville Horror, wasn't it just the person went crazy in the house and killed the family?
Yes.
Was there letters written at all during that?
Unless it was haunted by people from the time that the letter's supposed to signify, but...
I thought that was a reach myself, because I go, Chloe, you're better than this in my notes.
Well, we already talked about it, dude. She's been sucking.
I know. It's been a lot of slacking this season.
So yeah, back to Lana's bragging.
So now it was funny because Lana then mentions having had a love letter since the 3rd grade. Chloe, because Lana even goes, well, it's something that's just not done anymore. Chloe then makes the comment, oh, I'll have you know, I saw a wrestler give a cheerleader a note the other day in class, and it was very romantic, and it said exactly what you would think. But it wasn't exactly poetic. What do you think that note said?
I want to see your tits.
Take it off in the middle of math class.
I'm hard. That's all the note says.
Will you help? Yes or no, and check a box.
Yeah, check box. Need assistance. It's urgent.
Pete then comes in. Who do you think wrote the note? She goes, I obviously have no idea. Clark then comes up. Oh, hey, everybody. What's going on?
Yeah, everyone's hanging out with Clark, without Clark. He probably looked from afar. He's like, oh, it's my friend.
He's like, why aren't they? Guys, do you see me? He's like, wait.
Hey, wait up. What if you heard like little echoes of his voice because he's trying to catch up to them and they're like speed walking?
Like, hey guys, we gotta get to class. We gotta keep going.
It's like, oh, once we get to the room, we'll have to deal with them.
Obviously, they don't even go to class. This must be like some type of break that they get where they get to go to the torch and hang out at the wall of mystery.
Yeah.
Or the wall of weird.
They have, 30-minute intermissions between classes, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how you do. Where then Chloe just decides to take off her jacket, and Pete can't wait to then show Clark this letter.
Yeah, because Clark asked. Yeah, we got to pause here.
Lana then making a look.
Clark asked, hey, what's going on? And Pete's like, oh, we're just talking about Lana's new secret admirer. I don't even think it was Pete that said that, but yeah.
It really was.
Was it Pete?
Yeah, it really was Pete.
Okay. So, and then it just becomes this weird start of the episode's trend with Clark and Lana's relationship, and it becomes this whole thing of like, why didn't you tell me? Why don't you be honest with me?
Joseph.
Why don't you tell me? Why won't you be honest with me?
I love their conversations in front of people because everybody is so bothered and so uncomfortable.
It's very cringe. I was bothered.
Like, Chloe and Pete really are just like sitting there right now where Pete's just wanting to antagonize his friend and let his friend know. But afterwards, when Clark is now reading this letter,
and even Chloe gives that look like, ooh,
what is he going to say?
And he goes, it's a little mushy.
Oh, I forgot. Clark Kent, the Man of Steel.
This is so dumb.
What is going on already?
Clark's like, huh?
That's so awesome because there's such a moment of silence for this where everyone's like, what's he going to say?
Oh, forgot you don't have feelings, Clark. And everyone's like,
did you?
I'm going to leave.
Are you guys fighting?
Is that an insult?
What?
She's being sarcastic, right? Yeah. And Clark just does not know what to do. And then Lana just says, I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Clark is still so uncomfortable right now where he is more disturbed about the letter because, Joseph, is it because Lana has a secret admirer or is it that he thinks that somebody is stalking her? Which one do you think it is? Because I think it's just because somebody has a crush on her means that there's something wrong with that person.
It's a stalker, bro. It's a stalker. Clark said so. He read it one time, probably just
he skimmed it.
I think he read 2 sentences of it. And he was done, bro. Because, I mean, it would definitely, like, you would want to soak that in as you're reading, you know?
Chloe and Pete immediately are just like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Sounds like a stalker. Clark is so stupid this episode, bro.
He read it in a second.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even need it. I saw that first line and I said, poetry is stupid.
Oh, this shit sounds serious. Seriously bad. Lana, what are you thinking?
Stay away, Lana. And hey, Lana, I'm going to follow you if you don't.
Yeah.
You want a stalker? I'll give you a stalker.
Bro, that's so true. Oh, he's so dumb.
By the way, this episode is the best.
It's really showing how dumb these people are right now. My God. Pure entertainment. So we're back at Byron's house, his shitty house.
I thought you were going to say, like, shithole.
Well, dude, it is for him at least. My God.
Okay. There is no type of dialogue. This is pure torture.
Yeah.
His dad is drilling into the lead, is what we find out. And he is just making it harder for his son to be able to escape. But it's now Byron having to listen to the sound of the drill while his dad is doing it. His dad could give 2 shits.
Oh, yeah. He was drilling
Byron
it, no problem.
Byron is in complete pain.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got no doubt on this episode. Where'd they get the budget for that? Why this one?
You know why? Because this scene is also one of the best, where we are now opening up to the Talon, and we have Lana serving the coffee, walking back to the counter where Lex, okay, this is the scene where you got me, Joseph.
Oh,
you're exactly
dude.
right. She is showing everybody the
Bro, she is going about town, just probably already told Nell and Dean. Just like, hey guys, can y'all stop making out real quick? I got something.
Lex only got that letter because she left it on the counter.
She wants
the front counter. She left it on. It's more like a read me at the counter. Is what it says.
It's like you go into the dentist's office and you have the magazines on the coffee table. That is what Lana just did.
It says sign here,
and it's literally a coffee table. It's literally a coffee table. She put reads. She put some reads out. And Lex is like so with it because, of course, Lex loves poetry.
Well, and that's what we find out here is that Lana doesn't give Lex a benefit of the doubt where she's like, you're probably just going to say it's sappy, just like Clark. Once again, throwing another shot at Clark here. We're going to have to keep up with the shots that she takes this episode.
Yeah, no, she's on a like roll with this shit.
Yeah.
And with her little, I guess, judgment here now, either an admirer or a psychopath, depending on who you ask. Is that not a shot?
That's another shot.
That's number trace.
Yeah, that's 3 already. And Lex
I'm just a little defensive.
Well, she doesn't even give Lex a chance. She's just yelling at him. And Lex is like, okay, I just came in here, but let me actually quote some of my own poetry. Because guess who happens to be a fan of the poets themselves? Mr. Lex Luthor.
Yeah, and Lana's like, oh, John Donne. He's one of my favorites.
Well, I think I just found an Achilles heel.
This is flirting, right?
That was inappropriate.
This is flirting,
That
right?
was inappropriate.
Because when I saw that, I said, Lex, what are you doing?
Oh, really?
Time out.
I put in my notes, Lex, she's 15.
We've had too much coffee.
You are feeling yourself a little too much.
He was more turned on by the letter than Lana.
That's what I mean. He was so into it. And I like that, Lana. Also, I didn't know that you were a big fan of poetry. Anyone who doesn't appreciate poetry, Lana, doesn't understand that it's all about seduction. Flirting, reference, number 2. That was inappropriate.
And even her response, she like looks him straight in the eyes. Like, that was like, oh shit, I might be in love with you.
Oh my God, no.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
No.
Look at her eyes in this shit.
No, I'm not buying
into
this.
As she's looking at him. Like, she is uncomfortable, bro. She's like uncomfortably in love.
Stop. I'm not having these type of things being said about Lana and Lex.
It's turning into a Tara and Slade situation.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Tara, kill them all. Do you love me?
Lana's too nice. She wouldn't do that.
We'll be together forever.
Ugh.
All right, so
Lana who walks in?
Before she can even answer. By the way, Clark literally walks in. They both stare at him, like, kind of bothered. And Clark is like, what the hell did I do now?
He just walks up, bro. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? And Lana's like, nice to know someone likes good stuff. Nice to know someone can appreciate artistic creation.
Well, Clark,
you
know there's a lot of contenders now out there, huh? It's like there's so many shots being thrown at him right now. I feel bad a little bit.
Dude, Clark is just taking the beating.
Hey, Lana, how's everything going? I'm fine, Clark.
No, he doesn't even say that. He says, hey, Lana, I know things have been kind of rocky between us, and I'm sorry about that. She's like, I'm fine. Go away.
I just want to apologize for ragging on the poem.
Yeah, he wants to apologize about his insult to the random person's poem.
No. Hold on. Do you think, and this is where Clark, shut up. Why would you show it to Chloe and Pete and not me?
Dude.
Why are you saying that?
Who cares?
Who gives a...
Why do you care, Clark?
Why?
Why do you care?
Why is that a big thing?
I would not care to know that information. If I walked into that situation like I did with him earlier and heard it, I would have been like, okay, I don't need the details on this. I guess they can just keep going. And I don't need to know.
Joseph, Clark then doubles down. He has the audacity. Don't you think that it's weird that, some guy's just sneaking around and watching you? How dare you, Mr. Telescope in a bar?
And she even brings it up because she knows.
I told you, how many times did she look through that scope after it was pointed at her house? She knows what he has been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me,
dude, like one of the first times she was in there, it's like, oh, you can see my house from here. You know that?
Clark, tell me you've never watched somebody from afar. Damn, shot number 4.
Dude, she is, I'm telling you, it's a murder spree right now. And
Clark takes it. He takes it all.
Clark is so stupid.
Yes, he is. He just falls into the trap nonstop.
This is one of my favorite parts here.
You know what? I'm going to let you, please, explain your boy Lionel in the next scene here.
Yeah, we go to the mansion, and we meet, what's his name? Tad?
It's Tad.
His name is Tad.
Yes.
T-A-D.
Yeah, that's a normal name, right? You can name your son Tad?
What's it full for? Tadpole?
To Dorothy.
To Dorothy? What if it was Theodore? I bet it'd be Theodore.
Tad is for Theodore?
I bet it would be.
Man, go by Theo.
Thaddeus. Dude, we phoned a friend on that.
Yeah,
one.
we did phone a friend. It looks like our mystery audience member just decided to speak up and let us know it was Thaddeus. And also let us know we are idiots.
I would definitely go by Thaddeus over Tad.
I'd still choose Theo.
And so Lionel is basically firing this dude, or I guess rejecting him to become his personal assistant. Lionel's looking for a personal assistant because Lionel's pulling the Ron Burgundy I'm blind card.
Okay, and he's just holding up that little machine that's allowing him to read, right?
Yeah.
That's all that machine does, and he's holding it up like it's a pipe.
Yeah, it's like a stress reliever.
Yeah, like it's just everything. Like
It's
I got
a little
all the
stressor.
control I need.
Bro, and of course Lex comes in and is like, that's another one that you've rejected for like the 5th time, and
Lex is so
I got you all these interviews. I spent hours.
And you know what?
He just walked in and he heard that and he was just like, I hate my dad so much.
Oh, would you hate your dad that's blind that says, Lex, you need to look them in the eyes? The resume
I need
means
your
nothing.
eyes to look for me, son. It's like, get out.
Get out of my house. Why in the world are you then blaming the failure of finding an assistant on Lex?
Yeah.
How is this Lex's problem? Doesn't Lionel know people? Wouldn't Lionel
I feel like
already
he could
have
easily
assistants?
get this. He had one helping him move all his shit in the office.
Yeah. Where happened to all these other assistants here?
I think Lionel just likes to really beat up his son.
Yeah, and the thing I hate more than anything, and it's been a common theme this season, Lex has been taking the beating.
Mm-hmm.
He really is just, Lionel even walks by and he's just like, yeah, you just don't meet my criteria. And he swats at him with the newspaper. Like, what is going on right now? And you're just going to take that from me? I'd smack the cane right out from the blind man.
He can't use his fists anymore,
Yeah, you can. He won't see it.
Well, I meant Lionel can't use his fists anymore.
Well, even Lex makes the comment. No, screw it. I'd push him. Even Lex. You know what, Dad? I think your criteria's so hard. I don't even think I would fit it. You know what, son? Probably not, but nobody's perfect. You son of a bitch. Get out of my house. What? Oh, my God.
And he just stands there and takes the beating,
beating. There's a lot of people taking beatings this episode. Clark and Lex are just having it rough. Lex is the only one who I blame, though, because it's his fault that his dad is taking advantage because he should have already kicked his ass out.
Bro.
Clark is trapped. He is gonna have to take this beating. I don't know for how long. Because the thing about Lana too, which makes her really horrible, dude, she doesn't leave him alone.
She just doesn't shut up about the letter.
And she doesn't leave him alone. It's one thing if he's like bothering you constantly. It's another thing when you're also seeking him out.
I love poetry so much. I love anyone who loves it. If they don't like it, I hate them.
So what you're saying though is that if Bug Boy wrote her a poem, instead of giving her butterflies, she would have gone on a date with Bug Boy, even with her being with Whitney. And he probably would have been able to study with her, and she would have definitely done it in the library if he would have read her poetry.
Probably, because, remember, she went on a date with Clark while she was with Whitney.
That's true, but it was also a limo, so she could be a gold digger, a.k.a. Lex Luthor. It's all about seduction.
No, she stayed for the magic trick, so it's cool. It was a date. Not a gold digger.
Hell of a card trick.
Clark did great that night.
I'm still really upset with how things are playing out here because we now open up to Lionel just outside, I'm assuming their porch, their little garden area.
Yeah, it's their backyard.
He had his little machine, and he was reading the newspaper, where then it made him so mad because it was about the stock listing of LexCorp, where he just throws it.
And come to find out, Martha's just standing there.
Well, she came to pick up her check for the produce.
She's like, oh, I found the blind guy. He's not going to know where it is.
Okay. Lionel immediately knows who she is. The moment she speaks, he's like, now we're talking, Martha.
No, I don't think he knows it's her automatically.
Oh, no. For me, he completely recognizes her voice. He completely
no, I think she
picks
says
up.
It's Martha, and he's like, oh, Martha Kent?
He knows.
Nah,
he knows
bro.
ahead of time. You're still not buying into that Lionel has these, these realization of who the people are, or he's also faking a lot of his crap, a.k.a. he's in love with Martha.
Okay.
This scene makes it
I
obvious.
am too.
But that's my point, is that he would then know her voice. Even if blind, the only voice he'd be recognizing is the one he wants to do, Martha. That's my argument.
What a pervert.
Yeah, it doesn't take away from that.
Not my Martha.
No, are you kidding me? Martha. She's crossing some lines in this episode.
Yo, and so come to find out, it is confirmed. They're supplying the produce to, like, this mansion. So that means, you know how many people that is? It's a mansion.
Yeah, it's probably, 5 people? Because we don't see any security.
Are they only supplying to the Luthers?
He lost the family in the backyard, so I don't even know how many people are eating the produce at this point.
How were they honestly broke or struggling with money when they sell all their produce to the Luthers?
It's because Jonathan is supposed to do something in life to at least provide some type of funds for the house, but because Martha's the only one that actually does work, that's why. It's a one-income home. It's all coming from Martha.
And so she is now giving insight and help to Lionel for the newspaper. She's actually reading aloud to him, and then she provides some stock insight.
Okay, so I also kind of have a problem.
Some PR? I think she's doing some PR right now.
I also have some problems. And Lionel, it's because what we walk up to is Martha then, Lionel throwing his little bitch fit, throwing his little machine out because it read on the newspaper that the stock was tanking. Martha then comes up and she's like, I know this is all a smokescreen. You're wanting the stock to then lower, so then you have the investors believing that it's going to have to be adjusted for the price, and it's making, in a way, LexCorp become bigger and better and make more money.
Yep.
So in a way, it's like it was a plan, because Lionel then turns to her. I had no idea Martha Kent had such keen business acumen. So why were you just throwing a temper tantrum?
What do you mean?
Why was he just freaking out then? Was that supposed to be a lie because he's not really blind and he saw Martha right there?
Oh my God.
Yes, we're opening this box again.
No, he's... You're so dumb. Temper tantrum before she read that to him? Doesn't make sense.
No. I'm saying he read that article, he threw a temper tantrum. Martha then comes over to him saying that article is a smokescreen because I know what LexCorp is really doing. And it's to be able to trick investors. That's what she said, essentially. Yeah. So if that was the case and Lionel had that idea, why is Lionel throwing that fit? Unless it's because he's not blind and he didn't know that she knew.
Bro.
Just throwing it out there.
It's better than the last argument you made, I guess.
You know what? I'm going to make one every single episode.
God. All right. And so...
Let's go back to the torture chamber.
Basically, it leads into the thing where Lionel's going to get interested about maybe hiring Martha.
He was all into her.
Yeah, you could tell that was his idea because he was just talking about it. So we go back. Yeah, the torture chamber of Byron's super dark basement.
Look what he has inside of there, man. Is that like a record player from the Titanic in the background?
Bro, he's got a whole
look what that is.
1890s furnace.
What is going on? He has even a globe. Why don't they give him any up-to-date technology?
Nah, dude.
Why can't he have a radio?
He's got to live in the past. Scarf, you know.
What we do find out, though, is that he has a mother. Mother comes down the stairs, and apparently she is fully aware that he is being kept in the basement. And she is okay with it, giving her son a book. Once again,
Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, it's an 1800s book. Why can't he have a normal book?
Dude, give him 50 Shades of Grey.
Why can't he have something like that? Instead, he's
Give
even
him
like,
Zodiac.
Edgar Allan Poe. What a surprise, Mother. It's about pain.
And suffering.
I thought you would know.
It turned into a play just now.
Isn't that the idea?
And people being buried alive. And then they start singing, and it's like a musical. It's like a Disney program now.
Is that what this episode turned into? Did you get a different episode than me?
Dude, and yeah, so the mom's basically like, "Oh, I know you're upset, but things are better this way, you know? It's really better this way."
But also, we're still at the point where we think what? That they are torturing their son, correct? That we think that they are truly locking him in as if he is a prisoner, not needing to be there.
Yes and no, because we were also thinking when we're watching, you know, he has to have something happen when he goes out in daylight, maybe.
No, I was never thinking daylight.
Really?
Right now. Because again, with the nighttime thing, I was like, that's the only time he can escape because his parents are always up.
I figured it was
that's
some
why
like
I never made that connection.
Can't be outside or something.
Vampire? You thought vampire?
I was getting vampire thing. Yeah, I was getting vampire vibes.
Say it out loud.
Byron.
Where once again Byron was making another poetry or poem to Lana, where he then has his seal, and this is where we find out how Byron truly gets out of his room. He has a little secret compartment behind his bed where he moves it out of the way, and it's gigantic stones that he somehow just takes down. And it's a gigantic hole. How did he make this hole? How did he do it?
I don't know. And look at those blocks.
That's
man.
what I mean. How did he make this hole?
He carved that shit. Maybe that's what he used the thing that he gave his dad.
He used a pen to carve through
I think it was
cement
like a
blocks.
I think it was like one of those just sharp tools, like he was just carving out the cement.
Just like Shawshank.
Yep.
Yeah, like the Count of Monte Cristo.
Dude,
That's what he is dressed like. Oh my God, that's what this is.
that's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Henry Cavill's in that.
By the way, I'd probably do that to my best friend too. I'd be the villain in that.
You're a dick.
Why?
That was like the worst type of betrayal too.
Why? My
Like, I'm
friend,
gonna kill you and take your wife and your son.
you're the son of a clerk. I love it so much.
It's a great episode.
Oh, and so Joseph, this is where we also find out that Lana once again can't be spending the night at her home with Aunt Nell and Dean because they're
God.
banging. She is asleep on the tombstone of her parents. And she's like, I can't believe I fell asleep. How do you fall asleep that way?
What am I doing? I'm being crazy. I'm so crazy.
It's so late. How did I get out here?
It's the dumbest shit.
She doesn't
Lana.
even have her horse out there, Joseph.
Yeah.
How did she get out
She
there?
wanted to be somehow
Kidnapped?
kidnapped by ghosts, maybe.
She
maybe some
wants to
type
be
of-
taken away.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of my home life. I'm tired of Clark. Somebody needs to take me. And this is where she meets Byron
Yeah,
because
'cause
when
she
she
hears
wakes
him.
up, yes.
She hears him and wakes up. It's like, wait, no, I really love your poetry.
What's your
And
name?
he's like, what does he say? You really think so? You really think it's good?
Come on, stop it. I just love, what's your name? Byron. Like the poet? Like my uncle, and he's not a poet.
Great uncle.
Great,
Like
man.
my great uncle. Of course, it had to be a great uncle, bro.
Why does he look like this?
You know, there's a real life poet though named Byron, right?
Yeah, I know, but why does he talk like this?
I don't know. He lives in that time, bro.
But how? How does he live in that time period? He doesn't ever go to that. How?
I don't know.
But Byron explains to Lana here, it's because I write my poetry all because of your inspiration that you give to me. But Lana then wants to shine a flashlight in her face. Get that away from me!
Okay. This is...
Are you going to take this
Yes. So yeah, she tries to flash a flashlight at Byron, knocks it away because he's scared of the light. So of course I'm
now?
thinking
And
vampire.
now it's getting
you know what I
picked up,
mean?
yes.
And he knocks it away, and she's like, "Oh!" But who comes running out of the dark?
The real stalker.
The real stalker. She looked at the watch, right? She's sleeping out there. It's pitch black
By the way,
out there.
we find out what time it is. So
We
to
do.
give you an idea, this is 4 a.m.
This is
This is 4 a.m.
like the middle of the morning.
Yes.
And Clark came out
Who?
of the darkness
Who?
and said, "Stop! Get away from her!"
How long was he there?
he was fully clothed. That means he was already out there with her.
What was he doing?
I
How
know
long?
that telescope can't see the cemetery. He had to have been with her, bro. Or, no, actually, he doesn't have this power yet.
So, Joseph, how did he know that she was there? How long was he watching her?
Dude, the real stalker.
The real question that needs to be answered in this episode.
Should have been asking more questions when that happened.
Yeah.
Because she already immediately reacts like, Clark? Well, don't hurt him. Why are you hurting him?
Well, because obviously, whenever he don't hurt her, runs over there, gets shoved. Byron then trips over and falls on a tombstone.
Yeah, and I guess. And he was bleeding, so it's like, it's kind of serious. You just crack your head open.
Yeah, but it's fine because again, as long as we're having to be concerned about Byron, it means we get to ignore all the big questions about Clark.
Dude, Clark is crossing many boundaries this episode, and so
this episode is bad.
Yeah, after they get Byron conscious again, we go to the Talon.
He's just shoving brownie cake in his face.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't believe I passed out.
And Clark, I'm sorry I scared you. Byron completely gives him an out.
Yeah, and he's like,
Byron gives him like a prop up.
Why does he remind me of Timothée Chalamet in this? Because he looks, maybe just because he's so young.
What, Never Back Down?
Yeah. Jake Tyler.
He just reminds me of Jake Tyler.
He's like,
get.
It's okay, Clark. I know you didn't mean it.
Clark, you were just out there.
Byron's 5 years old.
You were wanting to save a beautiful woman. I know what that's like.
Yeah, and he's like, you're lucky to have such a protective boyfriend for you.
Yes.
She's like, oh.
Well, she's like, yes, sometimes he can be overprotective.
He's like, no, he's just a friend. A very overprotective friend. It's like, wow, this is almost equivalent to the brother comment.
If I could write the beauty of your eyes and number all your graces.
Oh my God. And he just starts spitting poetry, and Clark's
Clark
like,
has the face of all of us. Clark is sitting there like, what the hell is this?
And he's just sitting there like, is this for real?
Do you really like this? Because this is stupid. This is dumb.
He's like, this shit kind of whack. Lana, you like this shit?
You know what, Lana? I don't think I like you as much anymore.
You know, our personalities, they don't match.
I just love it, though. Clark then asks, well, let me get interested. Which poet wrote that? They look at him like he's an idiot.
This is like that club in The Office, the little book club or whatever.
What? The Finer Things Club?
Yeah, the Finer Things Club.
Oh, you made some delicate finger sandwiches?
Bro, I don't understand his reactions, or his expressions, I should say, when he asks that question, because he seems like so annoyed, but it's like...
Lana looks at him like he's so stupid for asking, and it's so mean, because why would Clark know that?
They are sophomores in high school. I'm sorry, why would sophomores in high school know Shakespeare?
By the way...
Unless this is 1400s.
I'm 30 years old, and I didn't pick up that was Shakespeare. I thought he was quoting somebody else. I thought it was something else entirely different.
Bro...
The only thing I would be quoting is like Romeo and Juliet. Is that what he's quoting? If that's what he's quoting, then yeah, that's bad of me. I bet you that is what he's quoting.
Yeah, probably.
Or Hamlet. He's probably talking about his mom, right? Is that what that's about?
I don't know.
It's about doing your mom? Is that what Hamlet is?
That's why he's in the dungeon. That's why he's in the dungeon.
That's what this is about.
That's his punishment, dude. Maybe when he gets exposed to light or something, he wants to violate his mother.
That's why the mother came down in a row.
That's why the dad hates him. He's like, dude, you suck.
You know what? We're connecting a lot of dots.
Yeah,
here. There's
no,
a lot of
we added a great addition to the story. Plot holes are thickening.
Just to let you know, too, this is what also pisses me off about Lana. Lana's looking at him just like licking her lips.
Yeah.
She is like so into everything this guy says, which is also a gigantic red flag on who Lana is.
She wants to be a pirate's maiden.
She wants to be abducted. She wants somebody to kidnap her, to like torture her. She wants to meet the person that nobody knows that just got out of prison.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know.
Fresh off the boat.
That's what Byron looks like.
And so Clark notices the wounds on Byron's...
You mean the shackle wounds?
Yeah, his shackle wounds. Like, he notices those wounds. And
this is where we find out the time.
oh, okay, so...
Yes. This is where they.
So after Clark asks if your parents are strict, Byron's just like, yeah, they can be, whatever. And so they hear a truck pull up,
milk delivery,
and Lana says, "Oh my God, that's our milk delivery."
What time is it?
And Byron says, "What time is it? I gotta get home before my parents wake up." Wait, so we confirmed it was 4 or 5, probably 5 a.m. now.
Joseph, they said it was 4:45.
That's right, 4:45.
4:45. So it's 4:45 a.m. right now.
Yeah. Clark is a stalker. He's a stalker.
How long was Clark out there? How did he
Also,
know
why
she was
Byron,
out there?
well, I guess he would be up at those times because he would sleep during the day.
I was going to say vampire.
Vampire.
And so that would make sense. Lana wanting to go out there to be able to say, like, oh, please take me away. Clark being out there doesn't make sense. Like, that is where the real questions lie. And I'm so into this because Byron is being dropped off inside of Clark's truck, and Byron runs up to his home, and his dad is about to just blow his head off with a shotgun.
Bro, he's so ready. He's like, damn it, boy. I
Make a
told
move."
you. I told you not to leave the damn house.
And I don't know if I would be acting like this to 15-year-old kids. That's just
Dude.
me.
I'd better not catch you around my son with a shotgun pointed to their faces.
I will shoot you again. You're trespassing. It's 5 a.m. right now. Why is everybody up at Smallville at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, why do they wake up that early?
Yeah. They must wake up at probably...
Clark's being all like touchy and like grabbing Lana, like, yeah, let's go. Like, that's his girl, dude. And I'm just like, bro, you
know.
have got to chill.
By the way, it's... Yes.
He's
Thank
crossing
you.
boundaries, bro.
It's such a desperate scene for me with him because it's like, Clark, give it up, dude.
Yeah,
I get that you
desperate,
made-
watching her, making sure she's okay because of the stalker thing.
And
Like,
also, what I appreciate about Lana that I will say, Clark, you want to be able to touch her? You want to be able to do whatever you want? Tell her the truth.
it's pretty simple.
It's what she's been asking. Tell her the truth.
It's pretty simple.
That's all you got to do. Till then, you can't touch her.
All right, dude, here's your favorite scene.
This is actually really my favorite scene.
This is your favorite
So,
scene.
we are now... Yes.
We're at the Kent house.
We're at the Ginn house here, where Martha and Jonathan are talking here. And now this is the discussion of Lionel offering Martha the assistant position job. John laughs it off, says, I can't believe he would even ask you that. What would you even say to something like that? You said no, obviously. Well, we've always talked about me going back to work for a while.
And I told him we would talk about it here at home.
Oh, his reaction. The smile immediately leaves. We've always talked about that the Luthers always have an alternative motive. I know all I want about Lionel Luthor. I would be able to use this. This would be a bigger challenge. We need the money. Oh, I'm sorry, Martha. Has farm life gotten a little bit too boring for you? What the fuck was that? Oh my God. I don't even know who that was. You don't.
You serious?
You
That's
don't,
John.
You. How dare you say that to her? Especially because of where she came from, what she chose. How dare you? You didn't even know she was the TA, you dumbass.
John, ooh.
So, and by the way, Martha's even like, no, I didn't mean anything like that. Finally, with my
chill
degree,
out, little girl.
With my degree, I can now be able to use it for what I went to school for. Why? So that you could then jeopardize the privacy we have in our lives? What is going on with this man?
Yeah, and she's like, you don't trust me to make that call, you idiot.
Yeah, you know what, Martha? And then thank God Clark walks
Dude,
in.
he was about to raise the hand.
And you know what Jonathan is really mad about? That now he's going to have to work on the farm.
Yeah,
That
and
he's
do
going
everything.
to actually have to do his chores.
He can't just work on his bike.
He is so mad, and that's why he threw that napkin across the table. He's like, I'm going to have to do something now. Ugh.
Woodshop classes aren't done, dude.
Yeah, you know what? They are done. Now the teacher has taught the student everything he needs to know. It's time to let the student flourish. The student is acting like a big baby.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at Jonathan. I can't believe you would act like that towards her. For you to say, is farm life getting a little bit too boring?
That's right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, John crossed the line there.
Big
And
time.
now
Wait, this is funny.
we have Clark and Lana walk into the house, And
were you guys out all night?
My immediate assumption is that they've been out all night having sex. Because, parents would think that.
Sorry, guys. We found a kid, and his parents are abusing him. Great. I was hoping you were having sex.
It's like, oh, problem.
Again, Clark? Why?
So we go, I guess, a couple hours later or something. Or I don't.
Joseph, it's a full hour later. It's like a full hour. There's no way it's more than an hour.
And so we have Sheriff Ethan. Notice he's Sheriff now.
I immediately put in my notes the moment Clark said he's busy. Gotta call Genius Ethan.
Oh, Ethan will know what to do. That was John's idea. That was definitely John's idea. And so they get to the house, and the parents are like, what the hell? Like, what do y'all want? It's like, we heard that kids getting abused here. This kid behind me said so.
Oh, well, guess what? Our kid's dead.
Yeah, that sounds crazy, officer. You know why? Because our son's dead.
Way
to bring it up. Now our day's ruined.
By the way, we were having a nice day, if you can't tell by the way we look. So we were going to be able to be happy, and you just ruined that.
And then, of course, Lana and Clark are there just like, what the hell, man? We saw him last night. You a liar.
Is that what these kids are doing? Some type of prank they're making. You know what? I'm just more ashamed of the parents that raised them. Okay, none of this would work. I would not let any of this go. Or Ethan. We're awfully sorry, sir. Come on, guys. Ethan, you suck.
Yeah, you had two very healthy individuals say in their right mind, we saw your son last night. I literally have dirty dishes from him. We have his blood.
You know what? As long as Clark, the one who lies about starting fires, and Lana, the one who's always the victim, are the ones coming to Ethan, Ethan will never listen.
Yo, dude, I wouldn't. My God. And of course, what does he say? He's like, well, if you said so, kid, I'll go get a warrant.
Well, no, Jonathan, come on, Ethan. Come on. Ethan. All right, fine, Jonathan. Now let me go get that warrant.
All right, if you say so, man, I'm going to get a warrant.
By the way, the warrant's going to take Ethan.
Looks like Kent's got some pull around here.
Not really. Do you ever see the warrant being used in this episode?
Nope.
And that's because Ethan never got the warrant. He just told him that to shut him up.
I'll get a warrant, Jonathan, okay?
All right, Jonathan. I'll give you that call later. Never gave him that call.
We'll talk soon. And of course,
we're back to the torture chamber.
We're back to the torture chamber, and Byron's naked.
He's naked with his shirt on.
He has only pants on, and he's shackled or tied up, chained to the wall.
He's chained to the wall, and he's just pulling on that chain, because eventually he's going to get it if he pulls hard enough.
I'm sure.
But we are back now to the Scooby-Doo gang.
The Torch.
And this is where they are finally uncovering some of the mysteries. This was a revelation that Byron is actually dead. That there was a birth certificate.
Death certificate,
I'm
bro.
sorry. Death certificate, birth certificate, tomato, right? They're the same thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Death certificate that then shows he is dead. Clark, well, it's got to be a fake. Chloe, listen, I don't want to not criticize your judgment or anything, but maybe this could be like something else that's going on. Lana immediately says, no, Chloe, I don't think that somebody that's a ghost would come and eat 3 pieces of chocolate cake and have 2 cappuccinos. Clark looks at Lana. That's right. You get her. You get her for me.
He grins. He's like, shit, yeah.
Yeah. Chloe, screw you.
Lana's been a dick like the past 2 days. She needed that one.
Yeah.
Dude, he was so happy about it. Probably made his day, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Clark is now probably going to stalk her for the rest of the day and watch her sleep again.
Now back to my psycho tendencies.
But this is where we also find out it was 8 years ago.
Metron Pharmaceuticals was running experimental trials, bro.
Ooh, but that can't be a big deal, right? Because who owns Metron?
Just Lionel Luthor.
Oh. So now we are getting in the connection that this was a subsidiary company that so happened to be owned by the Luthors that was experimenting on the 8-year-olds.
Children. Yeah.
8-year-old kids that then resulted into them being like Byron.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me 8-year-olds you were shooting up with something that made them into Beauty and the Beast.
I think because they had things wrong with them, right?
I thought this was wrong with them. I thought they experimented them with this, and then they try to flip them back.
No, because I don't think that just happens unless we're starting to get a big mythology here on this universe.
Well, no, okay, so I do have a theory on the mythology. If you want my 2 cents before we get into it,
I would love some 2 cents.
Covenant.
Covenant, like, are you talking about like the movie?
Yeah. So the Covenant, the group of like the
young
witches
kids,
guys,
and
where they're
when they turn a certain age
and their eyes all turn black. Boom. Covenant.
Damn.
Hey man, sometimes I can pull things out that make a little bit of sense. This is one of them.
Okay, Covenant. All right. And so, hey, even a nod back to your Shakespeare thing, Romeo and Juliet. Chloe does call like Lana Juliet here in a sentence. Oh, so I think they did. That was a
quote from
it had to have
Romeo
been.
and Juliet. So
but it's not confirmed. We can sound like idiots right now. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's fine. Either way, I sound like that. But I will say this. We're now going down to where Lana and Chloe are just essentially going back and forth talking about the situation and what's going on with Byron. And Lana is saying, well, no, I need to go and find him. I need to go and help him. This is not something that can be just thrown under the rug. Clark, no, we're going to let Sheriff Ethan handle this.
Yeah, it's like, I think we should wait to see what the sheriff says. And Lana's like, why is this guy here, bro?
I am so tired of you,
I was like, Clark, you're still behind us?
Clark, you know what you can't do? Write poetry. Right?
You know what you don't like? Poetry. You know what I hate? People who hate poetry.
All right. So Lionel, being so turned on that he found his new assistant, is starting to play some beautiful piano.
He has like some post-nut clarity right here.
He is like, I've never seen this man so happy in
He's in
any
pure
episode.
bliss. Like, he's just vibing.
Lex even comes in and is like, what's with the transformation, Dad? I wasted all of my time setting you up with new clients to be able to be interviewed, and I find out that your new assistant is Martha Kent. What is your angle? What the hell are you doing with my family?
Dude, he gets defensive on this.
Once again, I like finally Lex is pushing that boundary a little bit more to Dad to say, okay, I allow you to whoop me around to kind of rule my home. I'm not allowing you to touch the Kents.
Yeah.
And it's funny, though.
Like, where else is he going to show up unannounced?
Exactly. That's true. Lionel, though, is just talking about how Martha Kent is a very strong woman.
Yeah.
She has good insights that I want to be able to have. I actually think this is a smart fit for me. You can have any of the citizens of Smallville. You can have anybody you want. Why the sudden interest in the Kents?
He's like, and I swear to God, if you do anything to them, I'm gonna kill you, Dad.
They mean a lot to me. What are you trying to say, Lex? I'm not trying to meddle in your affairs.
Dude, and he's like, oh, were you trying to be a good boy so they welcome you to your family? I was like, oh.
Whoa.
Lionel is so mean.
Take 2 steps back. Because, wow. That
deserves kind of a punch, man.
By the way, that messed me up on the inside.
Dude, I was like, that's mean.
Why would you ever say that to your son?
What?
Who saved you? Are we forgetting this in the storm? We're just forgetting that he saved you.
And allowed you to be in the house.
Hey, Lex, remember when I talked about how you should throw another pillar on your dad instead of helping him underneath the pillar?
Had sex with his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Lex, he also had sex with your girlfriend.
He also had sex with his girlfriend.
Oh, by the way, he even told her to go have sex with you as a pity.
He ruined his second mom's relationship?
Yes.
The nanny or whatever?
That Lex probably wanted to have sex with, too?
Sure.
Yes. He would have.
But yeah, Lionel, all in all, is a dick. Big one.
You ever notice that the men in the Luther family has one thing in common? They love them redheads.
They do.
They very much so.
And of course, Lionel's throwing his Greek comparisons here.
Zeus
his
had a
similes. And he's like, Zeus had a son who couldn't live among mortals, man.
Prometheus, where eventually he was tied up and then a bird was just poking out his organs for the rest of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Lex, what he cannot escape is the fact that he is immortal and he cannot escape his family. Okay, Lionel, I'm so tired of you. Get out of my house.
He'd be like, Dad, shut up.
What if he just
shut up about the Greeks.
By the way,
we are Americans.
What if he just threw a book at him?
It's like, shut up. Hits him like Snape did in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
With the book. Dude. I'd be like, God, you're so annoying, Dad.
And once again, Lionel gets the upper hand.
Dude, he basically just roasts the shit out of
He
his
immediately
son.
just says...
For absolutely no reason, too. He's been helping him the past 2 days.
He's the worst human being alive.
He's the worst dad, bro. Man.
All that conversation ended with was Lionel just saying, whatever you say, son.
So, you know what's crazy about this next scene? Because
is that you can just come up to somebody's house and start destroying it.
Right. But it's also the prior scene, when Clark told Lana, I think we should wait until we hear what the sheriff has to say. We have Clark and Pete show up to Byron's house, unannounced, of course, and Byron's like, yeah, I'm just trying to, Clark is telling Pete, he's like, yeah, I need to find something here. Of course, Pete knows his powers now, so he's just down to be his little sidekick.
And they're breaking all about it.
They're breaking open the house, the windows, the barriers, and of course the dog comes up and bites Clark, and the dog ends up
hurting his own teeth.
Yeah.
I guess biting Superman's arm.
I guarantee he broke his teeth. Because the dog was trying to bite so hard on
Pete
Clark.
making that joke. You're just a regular Dr. Doolittle. That's not what Dr. Doolittle did. He talked to animals. He didn't beat animals, Pete.
Taylor loves Pete. I don't know why.
I don't love Pete. You love Pete.
You would die for Pete.
They then go into Byron's home after destroying the front door, and they just see that it's full of deer heads, guns, and just trash. They look like hoarders. But it's still more up-to-date belongings than what Byron has in the basement. Now we have Clark using the X-ray vision, where he says it's hard for him to see because the steel trapdoor that they built was made out of lead. And
fun fact for Pete, because he got to tell him, oh yeah, I can't see through lead.
Pete's like, I'm learning something new every day.
He starts wearing like lead underwear and shit because he thinks Clark's trying to look at him.
Wait, what? Hold on, I have to pause. So you're saying that Pete's gonna start wearing a chastity belt?
That's right.
That's lead.
Lead underwear.
So that Clark can't see.
And I bet he would even hint to Chloe to do it too because he thinks he's a pervert.
I bet he would. Okay. Going off of your theory, he probably told Clark, I'm not wearing underwear today.
Yeah. Oh.
They now go into the basement, aka the torture dungeon, where they see Byron just chained up. And they're immediately, and I am too, thinking that something is wrong here with Byron, that we have to be able to save the day. He's been locked down in the basement. Byron is a little confused after Clark rips the lock off because he's like, how did you do that? Oh, it was a rusty lock. But we're still confused on why Byron then acts weird. No, don't take me on the line.
You don't understand, Clark.
No.
I have to be in here.
Clark then just throws him out the door.
Yeah,
he's like, out.
Damn it, shut up, Byron. I'm getting you out of here, dude.
Trying to help you.
Yeah, idiot. Like smacking him around.
And now we have the beast.
Yeah, we come to outside, and the sunlight hits this man, and it's not no vampire shit. This man, what does he get more muscular, like body mass? And he's strong as hell now. And tosses Clark away. Full pitch black eyes.
Full covenant.
Sees Pete here and decides, hey, what are you looking at? And pushes him through the car off the balcony.
Just completely through the windshield?
Yeah, you should be dead, Pete. Maybe broken bones, broken spine.
Hold on. So there should be at least a little bit of blood. Before we get to our commercial break here, I have to show you one thing. Because after Byron then shoves Pete into the window, we see that he has abilities. Why does Byron then run down the stairs? And you just answer that question for me. I just need you to tell me why he takes the steps the way he does. It's like, I don't want to trip. It's like quick feet.
Gotta be careful. I don't want them to hear me.
What? That didn't make any sense.
Wow, I didn't even notice that, man. That was a good eye, man. Because I have no answer for that. Someone that strong should be just hopping everywhere.
He should just be hopping everywhere. Again, like he's a beast, like he's the Covenant. He should be doing something.
So a couple things it reminded me of. Body-wise, it reminded me of Split.
Yeah.
James McAvoy, when the body just gets like hardened and, everything gets, I guess, more muscle mass. And then his look kind of reminds me of Underworld, the first one, Michael, when he gets his final form, form at the end.
Good call there.
Because his like body gets a little contorted, but it's only because he's like dark blue, so it doesn't work.
We're gonna have to do it again. When was Underworld made?
That was like 05.
So you're saying Underworld copied Smallville? I'm gonna have to see. This is now gonna get interesting because yes, that's exactly what Michael looked like.
Oh, I'll just use my phone here.
He immediately looked like that at the very end of it. So that is a good call. We got a lot of Covenant,
Damn, that's
Beast,
a good one.
What the Underworld. There is a life. So 2003. So this, I need months now.
It was
this
right
is
after
season 2.
Yeah, well, season 2. This episode, I'll find it.
What was the month? I'm gonna need the month of Underworld now. This is gonna have to happen live on the air in order for this to work. I gotta know.
Dude.
September 19th, 2003.
September 19th? When was this episode, Joseph?
So I think that was the date. That was the date you're saying?
That was the...
Underworld came out.
Oh,
so you know
September
what?
19th,
Smallville would have been
2003.
later. Smallville would have been later on.
Would it be?
Yes, because since this is season 2, usually the seasons would start at about...
Nocturne was October 22nd,
well,
2002.
Oh, holy shit. Yes.
Bro.
Yes.
Did they take it from Byron?
Underworld took it from Byron. Michael is based off of Byron. Michael dressed like Byron. Oh, they have the same hair.
They do.
What an influential episode.
This.
Yeah.
uh,
And Nocturne, vampires, sunlight.
Oh my! They are ahead of their time. Smallville was
Smallville
just
paved
the
the
creator for it all. That is what we are discovering with those corny action flicks. They essentially just base it off an episode of Smallville. Hey, you know what my favorite episode of Smallville was? Nocturne.
Yeah. Beautiful, just beautiful.
I'm glad we found that out.
It was amazing. Okay, so we get to the
I was
hospital.
gonna say, so do you want to get to the hospital with Pete?
We get to the hospital. Everyone's favorite residents coming into the hospital again. And they're checking up on Pete. He has a hairline fracture, apparently, and already throws some shade like, I really am regretting knowing the secret because I'm going to need some health insurance. Wink, wink, John. John, pay for my arm.
John also ignores that, and he immediately looks at Clark. I thought we were going to get Sheriff Ethan.
No. He was going to... He looked at Pete. He's like, hey, man, I'm actually out of money. My wife left me for another man.
Oh my! If John would have been like, "Oh, you want money, Pete? Look at Martha."
Oh yeah, hey Martha, you handle the money, right? And yeah, so I do love John's look because he is pissed, dude. He's like, I thought we were gonna wait for Sheriff, and Clark even said the same thing.
All right, so Pete and I went and took him, and we took him out in the sunlight, and then he changed. What do you mean he changed?
Like he changed pants.
Like he became more powerful. How much more powerful did he become, Clark?
Yeah, because Pete even says, is like after he tossed Clark, he tossed me, and he was like, he tossed Clark, so
he immediately looks at Clark like
He was
pissed off.
he's like, oh shit, dude, what the hell did you do, man?
Again, Clark? Again with this?
Dude, he wants to hit his son.
I was really hoping you were having sex with Lana.
He's about to put Clark in a dungeon.
Where he's gonna. All right, Martha, get the kryptonite belt. So we are now going back to the dungeon area where it's them having to talk to Byron's mother. Jonathan and Clark are now trying to discover what happened to Byron, what's going on. We are just here to help. We're not here to cause any type of trouble.
Which they should, because they lied when they were last there about the son. So, we're just off the hook now?
Yeah, they're completely off the hook because obviously the mother just completely forgives them immediately, says, hey, come on down, let me tell you everything.
Please find my son because I won't do it.
Yeah, I know what my son changes into. I don't want to do that whatsoever. And so now we are going into a very awkward look because it's still now talking about what happened to Byron. Why is it whenever he gets into light, he turns into that? Listen, he can't be out in the sun. I wish we just weren't involved with... See, that's what I mean. They say that it was a drug to help make him better. But the drug was used that then experimented on with the other kids that killed them. So that's why they didn't want it for Byron. They then took Byron, and they were then trying to help reverse some type of side effects in their way, but they haven't had any type of luck. So that's what I mean. Was Byron already a part of the Covenant when they took them to the doctor?
I think he had to have been sick with some maybe rare disease. Maybe it's like a rare disease, and they're trying to reverse it, but it ended up
making it worse.
Something
What was
like
his
that.
disease?
I don't know. Ligma?
Lichen?
Could have been ligma.
Hey, I like lichen disease better. Hey man, we're sticking with the underworld theme.
Lichen vampire.
Yeah.
It was a hybrid. I think that's all they called it.
Yeah, they're not calling it like a thing. They can't. It's a hybrid. Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Come on, man, get it together.
And then Clark over here, bro, investigator, like, or no, I should say interrogator almost. Like, is that why you faked a death certificate?
Hey, John, can you tell your 15-year-old son not to talk to me like that again, or I'm gonna hit him?
I'm gonna call my husband.
So, it's still though. After seeing Byron, I have to ask the question, Joseph. What would you do?
If I knew about Byron.
And no, you're the parent of Byron. You know what he turns into if he gets any type of light on him. What are you gonna do? You gonna log him in the dungeon too? Because by the way, like what I said at the very start of this, I thought that they were gonna be the Summer family, but instead they weren't. And now I'm kind of on their side on how they handle Byron. My other option is I'm just gonna kill him. He's my kid. I love you, but that's not my kid. Whenever light's on you.
I'll probably put him in the dungeon.
Unless...
Or just have his own little area, and then, of course, we do just things at night for him.
And by the way, you know why they trap him in the dungeon? They know how to trap him in the dungeon. They built all that. You know why the dad's able to do all that? Because he was a part of the Covenant to begin with, and then he transferred his son his powers the moment his son turned 16 years old.
But, dude, they can go out in the daylight.
But Byron is a part of the rare family line that is so powerful that he is not able to go out in the light. So Byron is always destined to be that.
So like
villain.
Michael now.
Hey,
Well, Michael can actually go in the light.
all I'm saying is the Covenant and Underworld base their shit off of this. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And so basically it becomes a thing where like,
If
please
we get
find Byron.
Well, and Clark even asked, so if we get him back into the sun, will that then, or would we get him back into the dark? Would that then change Byron back into what he was?
Yeah.
And the mother says, yes, it would.
Oh man.
Are you ready for some more shots?
Yeah, we're back at the Talon now. And he's like, of course. Oh my god. He's like, yeah, I just got back from seeing Pete. He's like,
Clark walks up to Lana.
Byron's missing or something. We went to go check on Byron.
No. He doesn't even bring it up. It's essentially Clark walking up to Lana. Lana's just like organizing her silverware, just pissed.
Yeah.
And she's like, I thought we agreed, Clark.
Thanks for the call.
Why did you lie to me, Clark? Hey, Joseph, I have to ask, why did Clark lie to her?
Dude, I don't get it. He said himself, I'm going to wait. We should wait till the sheriff says something.
And you know what? It's true, too, where... This is why Lana and Clark are pissing me off in this episode. Obviously, Clark is only doing this, and we can easily tell by the way he just shoves Byron outside of his home into the light. He could give two craps about Byron. He really is just trying to do this to make Lana happy, to be like, look, I'm sorry I messed up. Look, I'm trying to help with your friend here that you like, I guess. And he still wanted to do it his way because he still doesn't want him to be too close to her.
Yeah.
Because even though they're friends and he's wanting to do the right thing, I don't want to tell her because I don't want her touching you. That's all this is.
I didn't want you to get hurt, Lana.
Like,
But you cut me out, Clark.
And it's like Lana then having to explain, no, you are just jealous.
It's like, is that it, or don't you trust me?
And the reason why I say the jealous thing is because that's all she wants him to say. She's like feeding him. She is just like trying to set these little traps in order to get him to reveal something. And by the way, I'm kind of for it. He's got to do something. Stop hanging around her then, Clark.
Yeah, they
Stop.
They both suck.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, they both suck.
Which is why I believe it was Jesse. That's why they deserve each other.
That's true.
That's why. Because they both are horrible. And he even asked after she just bitches about him not telling her
this. He goes like, so you haven't seen Byron, have you? After this whole little roast you just gave me, have you seen Byron? She's like, no, But if I had, you'd know already because I'm honest and you're not.
How many shots is that?
Dude, we're like on 7 now.
And by the way, she has said you're not honest with me about 6 out of those times. 6
Dude.
out of those 7 times.
Oh my God, bro. Like, Lana's the biggest drama queen right now.
Chloe immediately just comes up very excited, very into this, being like, okay, well, I think I found something out here. And she is like, what the hell did I just walk into?
She's like, is it cold in here?
I was just wanting to help out with something, and now y'all have made this awkward, you douchebags.
Yeah, she's just sitting there, just like taking the awkward shit. Like,
What'd you
Clark's
find?
like, yeah, what'd you find, man? Lana's pissing me off.
So what we find out that Chloe knows is
Medical
that
trials.
he was a part of medical trials because he was where it was him taking a medicine that was targeting his adrenal system. Once again, it then says that they were looking for a cure. Was he infected before or was he infected after?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's definitely
'Cause
some
even his
illegal
parents-
experimental trials, and I guarantee because if you look at the parents, maybe it was like one of those experimental trials where they get paid money for it if they volunteer.
But his parents said they didn't want to take him.
You know?
Like his mom said, we didn't want to take him there.
Hmm.
So that's why it just
Was it we or I?
She said we.
Hmm.
She said we.
And Lana's, I love how just Lana just kind of like she's like I think she's trying to put it together. It looks like she's a little lost in the conversation.
You're like, she doesn't know what's going on. Yeah. Clark and Chloe are figuring out. She's like, don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
She's probably like, what was that order the lady behind me wanted again? Because I'm actually on the clock right now and I shouldn't even be doing this. And then she got back to the convo they're talking about. It's like, oh, wait, what are they talking about now? Why would they do that?
But it's the reveal of the Lionel Luthor owning the Metron.
Oh, yeah, this is where they reveal it.
Hey, I'm still going to go with earlier. And this is where they then talk about it. And guess what? Your mother's new boss is going to know all about it. So maybe you should go and talk to her.
Well, it could ask about it.
You know what? Chloe, you got a lot of balls.
She's got bigger balls than everyone else right now.
Let me take you out on a date. Do it in front of Lana.
So, and of course, Clark's going to, I guess, get to the bottom of that and see what's going on. But this kind of obviously prompts him to go check Lionel at the mansion. Or the mom.
That's true, because Chloe is not able to help out because she has to go help with the PlayStation 2 debacle.
Oh, yeah.
With Pete.
Pete's a gamer, dude. He said, bring my PlayStation 2. I'm bored as shit in here.
Yeah, exactly. And Chloe's being a good friend because after walking into the Lana and Clark thing, she doesn't want to be around it whatsoever.
I'd rather hang out with Pete. And then talk about this. Like I said, Lana's on the clock right now. So, is she just going to leave?
Yeah. Joseph.
I'm pretty sure I see one more employee there.
She's also the manager, right?
Yeah.
She owns part of that place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she can just get up and leave, right? And not tell anybody?
I feel like as owner, you could. But as manager? Shouldn't the manager be there all the time?
Well, guess what? She's just going to leave anyways because who gives a damn about this establishment?
She didn't even let her coworker know.
By the way, I can't see why she was fired from that first coffee shop.
Oh, no, me neither.
She's a great employee.
Straight up.
Lex,
like, she does a lot, great benefits, and her employees rock.
Lex, you should have invested in a Chloe.
And we come back to the cemetery, broad daylight this time. Man, I know they have to be tired as shit, bro. They're not in no way caught up on sleep.
Well, no. They obviously don't need sleep in Smallville because with the time frames, they're all starting to make sense. The kids just are on Adderall all the time, and that's why they're at alternative school because they just don't sleep. They do bad things.
Mm-hmm.
They have to drive. They're all having jobs. It's pretty insane in this town, I must say. So my conclusions: Adderall, crack, cocaine.
Dope.
Smallville's a factory.
Yeah. I bet.
Can't tell from the kids. Look at their parents.
That Kansas snow, bro.
Look at oh my god. That Kansas booger sugar.
Yeah, dude. Smallville booger sugar. So yeah, we're at the cemetery, and Lana's here interrupting Byron's mourning of his own gravesite. So he definitely tries to sexually assault Lana right here. He's like, I want you!
See,
and he starts like reaching over and trying to kiss her. Like, he's going very primal.
And by the way, Lana asked for it. Okay? Because why would she even All right, let me clear.
I can't even argue that.
Come on,
dude.
Why
She
would
was
go
licking
there?
lips the
Why
whole
would
time.
she going there, and then that's why I need to clarify. Why would she be going up there? The moment she sees what he looks like, why are you not going backwards and being like, you know what? Never mind. We'll talk later.
Remember what Clark said?
Don't
Do
go
not
near-
go there without me.
By the way, I'm trying to understand why Byron would do those things, but at the same time, I get it.
I guess. So yeah, he was just mad at Lana because she was just trying to convince him, hey, we need to chill out. And then you like his jog out of there.
I do, because that trench coat just makes him look great.
Yeah, he's wearing a trench coat now, and he totally just abused Lana and knocked her
Shouldn't
out.
he have some type of super jump?
He's got to have something, bro.
He's got to have some type of leap.
Yeah, even Split, he had a leap.
Yeah, you got look like a frog or something. Like, hop around. Bug Boy had something.
That's right. And so he knocks out Lana, leaves her there on the ground, and goes. And we're now back at the mansion, and Clark is asking about, I guess, what was it? The Metron.
It's
Metron.
more like the Metron and what you know about it. And also,
he's asking Lex to look into it. Not even his mom. He didn't even ask his mom.
By the way, Lex is mad at Clark, it seems. That he's mad that his mother works for his father because after all of the times that Lex has offered this family money and they have turned him down,
Yeah.
Lex is now offended that she took a job from his father. I'm trying to understand, but Lex never offered them a job. He just offered them money. So I'm not sure if it's the same thing where Lex, you yourself, have talked about how prideful this family is, on how all they want to do is be able to work, and so you're shocked that they would rather work for the money rather than you giving it to them. Am I understanding this correctly, where you are now going to take it out on their 15-year-old son?
Yep.
That has nothing to do with him.
Sure.
That's what Lex is doing this scene. And Clark is like, dude, I'm just asking about Metron.
What did I do?
What did he do?
You know, it would have been really cooler, much cooler, if he asked Martha to be his assistant.
Yes. It would have been
That
more,
would have been the dynamic duo, bro.
it would have been more interesting if Lex then decided to scoop down and to take his father's assistant that he wanted. He'd be like, "Oh, Dad, I'm sorry I hired her first."
Yeah,
It would have been
dibs. Dibs. Sorry, Dad, you didn't see me do it.
So either way, Lex, I believe, even tells Clark, "I don't know anything about that. You're gonna need to talk to my father about that."
But he does say he's gonna look into it.
I doubt it.
You think so? He's gonna pull an Ethan?
Yeah, I doubt.
You know what? It wasn't even the fact that Ethan doesn't show up with it. Just no one waited for him to show up with it.
No.
What if he did so much work to help him get the warrant, and they're just like found out? It's like, you broke in, you saw him at the cemetery and didn't turn him in and tell us. What is happening right now, bro? I said, wait, I get a warrant. John, I said, I'll get a warrant.
John, a warrant doesn't happen overnight. It takes a week, man.
Yeah, dude, you think I could do that in like an hour?
I have to call a judge.
They literally did all those activities like an hour later.
By the way, the police are now. That's why they're not here at this helicopter scene. It's because they're all at the Byron house.
Yeah. Right. It's like, where the hell is he? And so Clark and Lex were finishing their convo. They hear Lionel come down the helicopter, or the helicopter's coming down for Lionel and Martha. They're going to Metropolis.
Oh, hey, Joseph, you know what's inappropriate? This entire scene right now. Where Martha just helps Lionel inside of the helicopter in his crotch area.
Mm-hmm.
Helping him buckle in his crotch area.
You know, there's a deleted scene where she, like, her head goes down.
Why didn't they show that?
Dude, I agree, man. It would have been crazy. Added real dynamic to the characters.
This is really inappropriate because, by the way, if I'm Lionel, I'm like, farmer lady wants me.
Yeah, sure. Look at him. They're just fiddling away at his crotch area.
Yeah. And this is truly, she's been working for him for a day. And he's like, "Bet you didn't expect to be going to Metropolis so soon." Ha ha ha.
Hey, Bob. Fired up.
Bob then pulls the helicopter up, where then all of a sudden
gets
we
pulled
have a
down.
shaking.
It's getting or I guess it's like just kind of going willy-nilly there.
Well, it's going crazy, and we don't know exactly what's going on. I'm just automatically going to assume, because I put it in my notes, it was Byron grabbing onto the helicopter because he is going after the person that created him.
I love his little face popping up at the window.
That is such a bad face popping up at the window.
Look, and he's just holding it, trying to, or he obviously eventually pulls it down, but he's pulling a real Steve Rogers here.
Yeah, except Steve was able to do it with one arm. Apparently, Byron needs two.
That's right. Remember, he can't leap. Captain America can leap.
That's
he
true.
runs very fast, too.
That's true. That's very true. Byron...
Captain America would have leaped off that porch, bro.
Byron doesn't even run like a normal person that has ran before. So...
Maybe that's why he's not that fit, so maybe he's just now learning how to, like, go down steps fast and shit.
Where did the 1800s wardrobe come from now? Now that we know his abilities, now that we know all of what he can do, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let this go.
Well,
Where
the thing
did
is,
his
like,
time
it's like...
period, and why did they choose that time period for their son to follow?
See, the thing is, though, it's just the fact that it was really like a long white dress shirt and the black pants. It was the scarf that just made it look like he got 1800 clothes. But no, they look pretty modern.
I got it. What if they told him like it was the village? They told their son that it was the 1800s. And they told their son that there is no technology and people still write and just read books.
And there's no God.
And there's no God.
You have nothing to live for, Byron.
Byron, they just burned 3 witches last week.
You don't want to go out there.
You don't want to go out there. They'll put you there too.
I'll try to record it.
But how are you going to record it? What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Record? What did I say?
Ignore Byron. Go back to the helicopter.
Yeah, and so Byron's just playing with the helicopter and pulling it down like
To
it's
cut
a
the
toy.
grass.
He's cutting the grass with the blades, and he yanks it down so far or fast
That
he
apparently-
knocks out the pilot.
How did it knock out the pilot, Joseph?
What did his head hit? I know he's still in his seatbelt. He's in his straps. There's no way his body went up or it's super far on the side.
What if he's a part of it and he's working with Byron?
He paid me earlier.
With what money?
He paid him with poetry. He just tosses Lionel like a rag doll.
Oh, by the way, so one of the special guests here actually said that if you were truly trying to kill Lionel, you would have just thrown him up on the blade.
Oh,
If you were really trying to. All right,
Yeah.
hold on. You're going to have to cut all this out now.
What's up? She's not gonna work? Is that what she said?
Yes. Hold on. Let him out.
He's like, Mom? Alright, so yes, I definitely agree. Yeah, toss him up in the blades there.
That's what I'm saying. Just pure death. Blood everywhere. Let's do it, Smallville. And we get rid of Lionel. All in one swoop. And Martha can go back to working on the farm.
Dude.
This is where Clark obviously coming out of nowhere, just giving him a full-on body check. Byron then hits Clark. Clark sees, oh, look, there's an abandoned well from the ring. And he immediately grabs him, and they then go into a tunnel where, I'm sorry, it's from It.
No, this is now Jeepers Creepers.
Like, what is this? Where did that tunnel come from?
I have no idea.
Like, what is it? Wouldn't it be a normal well?
Yeah, and so, yeah, it should be.
Like, what?
I don't get that's weird. So, yeah, so...
I
so-
just thought, I go, what's the random room? Whose secret hideout is this?
There's an underground
There's
tunnel
an-
system in Smallville, bro.
You mean underneath the Luther house?
What if Smallville had its own court of owls?
That'd be amazing. Well, the Luthers would be the head of it, though. It's true. Lionel? Yes. He'd probably make his own Talon.
Oh.
All right, so now though we have the ending because after they go into the hidden
Clark
room,
shoves him in the corner,
and he's just like, "Stay in the corner," and then Byron turns normal,
there we go.
and there we go, and that's the end of Byron.
Yeah.
And now we're going to the scene where Byron's in the hospital. Apparently, the hospital light is okay on him after the flashlight was too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Dude, it's sunlight, bro. What do you mean the flashlight?
The flashlight that Lana shined in his face, and he then freaked out, saying, "Oh, get us out!" The hospital light's okay.
Yeah, well, I think he didn't know what light hurts him.
What light does hurt him? Is it only sunlight?
Apparently, it's only sunlight.
Why did Clark have to shove him in the dark, though? Why couldn't he shove him in just a normal home?
Well, because he saw a well.
He could have shoved him in the mansion.
Well, dude, he's not allowed in there.
Oh my god.
Who said he could go inside?
Okay, nothing makes sense about this vampire. I'm sorry, hybrid.
Yeah, bro, hybrid. And he's got that cute little scar on his cheek.
Clark, get out of the room now. Clark, I'm going to ask you to get out of the room.
And he does.
Because we are here at the hospital
does.
once again. Byron and Clark are talking, where Lana then walks in, asking, "How have you been feeling?" "I've had better days."
Clark's been wearing the same outfit for like 3 days.
3 days straight now. He probably smells horrible. And Byron is still being very thankful, apologizing to Lana, still believing that, you know what? I don't know if a person could love a monster. I don't know what Lana does in this scene because she even looks at Clark either one of two ways. Get out, or do you see what I'm about to do right now? I'm about to flirt with him, touch him, and you're going to watch.
Yeah.
Just like I had to watch you and Jess.
And you're going to like it.
Just like I did.
And yeah, so as soon as they're bonding with each other,
Well, Byron says, "Let me see your hand." I just want to hold it.
Yeah.
Why did he want to do that? That's not even a poem. He could have done a poem in order to say, "Let me hold your hand." Instead, it makes it very weird.
And Clark is like, "Well, I guess I'll leave now."
I'm going to go hit up Chloe. I wish he would have said that. That would have been such a shot. Finally, revenge shots, Lana. Take them.
You know, it's funny because she brings that up later. And so, yeah, okay. So, right. So, with the mansion right now, we have, of course, Lionel in his recovery.
No, he's not even in recovery. He is so giddy still because all he's thinking about is Martha Kent.
She's so extraordinary, Lex. Extraordinary woman.
Martha then walks in. "Hi, Lex. Oh, and Lionel, by the way, I have taken care of every single thing that you could ever possibly want, because what I've been doing is convincing your father that it's better instead to invest into certain donations that don't mean anything, to be able to take care of Byron, to show true compassion would then lift the company up, where then you're making a better name for Luther." Well, I guess Martha knows what she's doing.
Dude, Lionel's so hard right now.
Lionel is insanely hard where I'm uncomfortable.
And so this is where you could get me in your argument. Because
Boom.
he turns around.
He just
Is
that's
he
what I was gonna
checking her out? He's checking her out.
How would he check her out?
Exactly.
How would he do
So
that?
that's where you could get me.
What do you mean that's where he gets you? I've
That's where you can
been
get me.
getting you.
Nah.
No, me and Lionel, we understand each other.
Nah.
By the way, he full on checked out Martha though in front of Lex.
Yeah.
And Lex just ignores that.
What if he could like move his eyes? Like his one's obviously looking at Lex, but he could move the other one to see her ass to look, obviously because it's hidden.
That's what the accident really did.
So he looks like Sid from Ice Age. And so of course Lex is still just annoyed with his dad.
Yeah,
he
he's
hates how giddy he is. He's like,
better be
"Oh, my
careful."
dad's happy and I'm not. Well, my life sucks."
She better just rearrange all your priorities then, Dad. I know she can rearrange other things too.
Yeah, I like my butthole.
That's not what he said.
Okay.
Going to the next scene.
Though, is this your favorite scene?
All right, so it's a little bit of a good scene. Even though I do have a question. Clark just has the hair barrel by like a couple fingers. And Lana just walks up like it's nothing. Is that a big deal?
I feel like, they've been around each other so much where she maybe just thinks it's a normal thing because maybe he's a farm boy. He's strong, obviously. He does a lot of shit like that.
God.
And of course, she's checking out his ass.
And she thinks that Okay.
Okay,
All
look,
right.
dude.
No,
Also,
my-
okay, we're gonna talk about first.
No,
First,
we'll start
we'll start with her first.
Yes.
Her first. She's checking out his ass.
Checking out his ass and then believing she has the right to then take something out of his back pocket on his ass.
Yeah.
And I'm just supposed to say, oh, she just likes me as a friend. Oh, no. I am like, I have a shot.
But also,
Okay.
so yes,
All right.
on Lana, I hate her. She's so stupid.
So stupid by being able to touch him like that.
And it comes to Clark now on having it in his pocket. Did he do that on purpose?
Wow. Wow.
Did he?
Holy shit.
It's like that point
Wow.
where you're trying to test someone if they'll steal some money out of your pocket, so you flaunt it in front of them. Do a lot of bending over and all that.
Okay. So this is the only way that this could explain it. And it's what you would have to tell me. Is this an unannounced?
I think he was expecting it.
That's the idea behind this. If it's an unannounced, then yeah, it's so
Because he did ditch
it's on
her.
accident.
The last scene we saw them together, he ditched her. So maybe he would assume that she would probably find him at some point.
So you're saying that he probably had it in his. You know what? Hold on, Joseph. Let's go back to an earlier point you made. He's been wearing the same clothes for 3 days.
That's right.
He's been having that in his back pocket for 3 days.
Potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he left when... or he left the hospital, went straight to the bookstore, bought some random poetry book.
Sonnets.
Yeah, sonnets. And she's like... I love her reaction, too. She's like, sonnets?
Not exactly your usual reading.
You're gay, Clark. You're so gay.
If you were to say that. Oh my god, you like poetry? What a loser.
Bro, that was so last month.
God. Clark, did you not see what happened to Byron? We're over that.
Yeah, poetry's done. It's kind of overrated.
That would have been amazing. Clark, you know what? Maybe I just thought I could learn something, Lana.
No, but see, the thing is, I gotta counteract the point because he's actually wearing different clothes here. He's wearing a different jacket. He's wearing a different shirt.
We sure it's different pants?
Probably same pants. I don't know. You know
You know what? If
They got a
you're
lot
go-
of jeans, dude.
Then if you're going that route, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He wasn't planning it.
But put it there. You have a truck. You could put it in the seat.
No, not if he was taking breaks like John and looking at it in between having to do the hay.
He can do things so quickly. You think he's taking breaks?
Ooh, you know what? That also then proves the other point that he knew she was coming because he didn't do things with his powers. Oh, but he also never does things with his powers.
We don't know that.
He could solve
I
a
think
lot of
he
things with
does.
his X-ray, but he doesn't. So he's dumb.
No, because even in another episode in Red, he tells John, he's like, don't worry about chores. I can do that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but
So that means he does it often.
Yeah, but that's when he was acting like a douche.
But he does it.
You know what? So you're saying it's on purpose.
Yeah.
All right. That's what you're saying. The
Just because
sonnets,
I
pocket,
have to think it's
purpose.
that because Clark has been so stupid this episode.
However, this is why I don't agree with you.
Fine.
Because of this line now. And that's where she asked, what do you think? They weren't for me. He would have lied. He would have lied and said, I love him. Oh, you found that? Oh, man, that's so crazy.
No, he still did it on
Hey.
purpose because he had to show that he did attempt to read them and and be honest because that's what you said earlier. That's all he has to give is be honest.
Time out. You're saying Clark's a genius now. You're saying that Clark is a full-on genius.
Yeah, if he
And
actually used his brain, he could be a genius.
So you're saying that he planned all of this
Yes.
right now. That he goes, you know what? I'm going to read the stupid poetry.
Wait, he doesn't know if it's stupid because he's technically never tried it.
He had to listen to Byron say those quotes, and he looked at her like, this is dumb.
Well, it's probably better if you read it, too.
Okay, so you know what? He read some sonnets, and he goes, this is dumb, and
He's
gave
like,
that same look,
And-
and then put it in his back pocket, and then said, you know what? I'm going to have it be left there so that when she finds it, I'm then going to tell her how shitty her poetry really is. And then I'm going to be able to tell her, look, Lana, I'm being honest.
Yeah. I'm going with it.
That's what you know. That, you know what?
An honest
That's too
answer.
smart.
I like that. Because it was smart. He's like, oh, I won.
She's so into it where she even gives him a look. And she doesn't even stop staring, which, by the way, makes me also ask the question, weren't you just holding hands with Byron, Lana? What are you doing?
Yeah, man.
What happened to Byron?
2-time on Lana.
Why don't you go be with your monster?
And Clark's like, I'm sorry, Lana, for not being straight with you.
From the beginning. It's okay, Clark. Maybe you should just be honest with me and tell me everything right now then.
He's like, no. That's literally summary. Once again, she asked to be honest, and he says, no. I'm not going to be honest with you, but I'll be honest with you. But I'm not going to be honest with you.
It's just so great.
And she even talks about, like, I was actually scared I shouldn't have gone out there without you.
And the first person I thought of was you. Because I even thought, what would Clark Kent do in this situation? He would know.
That's her Jesus.
That is her Jesus. Where then they're just talking, I hope Byron's going to be okay. I want to keep talking about him in front of you, Clark, because I just want to keep making you jealous.
Yeah, poetry.
It doesn't bother you, though, that he's so different?
But I thought different bad.
If you really like someone, Clark, you will accept every part of them.
Dude, why is he not?
But you can't do that willing unless you share every part of you with them. Hey, Clark, are you going to share every part of you with me?
She said, unzip your pants, show me your penis.
Only if you're honest with me.
That's right.
And you know what Clark says? You know what? Maybe he just keeps part hidden from everybody because he's scared of how people would react. Sometimes you have to take the risk, Clark. Well, you know what? What if the risk is too big? Then you might miss out on something great, a.k.a.
me. She's bragging again.
Yeah. By the way, come on. She is saying you can have this cookie if you say everything I want you to
Clark,
say.
you could have it all. You could have it all, you dirty little farm boy.
And you know what Clark says? Nah, I'm good.
He looks at her, he's just like, I got chores to do.
Hey, Lon, you see these cows? I gotta ring them up.
He probably didn't even read those sonnets. He was probably smoking, and that's why he was going slow on the chores.
told
He was just
you.
vibing.
Yeah, I told you. He didn't read anything because he
He
already
probably
knew
just
that he
looked at
would
the
hate
sunset.
it.
He's like, wow, it's really nice out today.
Oh, hey, Lana, you wanna go smoke a joint?
Yeah.
You wanna go look through a telescope?
There's a fun fact on Byron because there's actually some inspiration of a DC character.
What is the inspiration?
Rampage, a.k.a.
Wait, really?
Dr. Kitty Faulkner. Because they have similar powers.
No, I know Rampage. Really?
Because they absorb sunlight or solar energy, and both turn into things like that. Like,
Is that what Byron was doing?
Yeah, that's like
He was absorbing sunlight?
No. It was just like the sunlight was affecting him in that way. So probably, yeah, in a sense, maybe the solar energy, which is crazy because Superman does that too.
It would have been great if they would have actually explained something about Byron, but I'm still... Oh, by the way, no kryptonite.
No kryptonite.
No kryptonite
None at
mentioned.
all.
So, Covenant. He's Covenant. It's my only explanation then to it, on where he came from and how he's able to be who he is. Father transferred powers.
I don't know if I like that one.
It has to be. You got to give me something else then.
Oh, that father too was also in Dukes of Hazzard, the one who was Harvey Dent.
So you're talking John and that guy know each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Dang.
Because they played, I guess, like adversaries or something because he was like a new kid trying to bang his sister, Daisy.
So John and him are friends. So that would explain their parenting skills.
Yeah.
Together forever.
It's like, what's your character to be like? Oh, I'm going to copy that.
Oh, hey, you're going to beat the shit out of your kid too?
We should compare notes.
How hard are you going to hit him? Hold on, but it may not hurt him because, you know what? My kid has super strength. Hey, my kid has super strength. Does your kid have a weakness? Yeah. What is it? It's nighttime. Oh, we'll just beat him then. Does your kid have a weakness? Yeah. What is it? Kryptonite. We'll just beat him with kryptonite. I like this.
Dude, we're productive. Maybe that was a conversation. But that's it for Nocturne. It ended on that nice little conversation they had, I
About
guess.
parenting skills?
Ugh. So next week, we have Redux. What's Redux? Episode 6.
This is
Martha
talking
asks
about
her
how the
estranged father. Oh, we get another Martha family member.
I can't
Or
wait.
first one. Yeah.
Can't wait to be able to talk about this next episode. I swear to God, these next two guys.
How is the farm in financial trouble, bro?
Because Jonathan just stopped. He just stopped doing anything. By the way, the produce failed. Jonathan was supposed to take over and do it all. Not going to work.
I bet them checks from Lionel Luther as the personal assistant is pretty nice.
Exactly like what I said, though, earlier. It's a one-income household now.
But still in financial trouble?
Because he's not doing the produce. He's still fixing his bike.
Well, they owe him for the produce still. Need that check from Lex.
I'm pretty sure she's going to get a lot more than checks.
Nice, dude. I like that. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, like the movie Blank Check.
All right, so once again, thanks for listening. We are going to be back for episode 6 next week. Any final words?
Juice? No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Cool.